Let's stop this. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. We're arguing over people that want to serve.
Now at 10, tensions again run high in the chambers of a local city council. Another wrench thrown into a heated debate.
Also tonight, Iowa's U.S. senators are now involved with a new immigration idea. They are putting their plans in motion.
And that huge tax law that was passed at the Capitol could spark savings right here in eastern Iowa.
Live from News 7 KWWL, we've got you covered. This is KWWL News at 10.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Abby Turpin.
And I'm Ron Steele. Thank you so much for joining us here live tonight. A little bit late at 10 o'clock on this Monday. And tonight's top story, boy, a fiery Waterloo City Council meeting tonight following, remember that vote last week, which left one man kind of caught in the middle, unemployed? That's
right. Now, KWWL first bringing you this story last week. Newly elected Councilwoman Margaret Klein threw a wrench in the plans. Now, what should have been a simple new hire approval at last Monday's meeting turned into a heated debate when Klein questioned the addition of a full-time city mechanic position that had already been approved in this year's budget.
At this point, I'll make one last.
I have no problem with the process. I just have a problem having it suggested that it is inevitable and that I have to vote one way. Here's another thing I have a problem with. The money that we had last year, we may not have this coming year. And we have to be responsible.
The need for
now, despite pushback from other council members, ultimately the approval of the new employee was voted down by Klein, newly elected Chris Schimpf, and veteran council members Steve Schmidt and Bruce Jacobs.
Tonight, KWWL reporter Jessica Hartman attended the Waterloo City Council meeting where John the mechanic addressed the city council. Jessica joins us live right now in the studio. Wow, some fireworks out there tonight. Yeah.
Some huge fireworks. And when I spoke to mechanic John Ulrich last week, he said, you know, his life has been flipped upside down. Now, he was confronted today. Those 4 city council members who flipped his life upside down, left him jobless. He really drilled home his situation.
In an act of what I can only describe as irresponsible political ironball, you rejected me and left me jobless. 2 days before I was to start my new job, with one 2-minute voicemail from Sandy Greco, I went from thinking about the possibilities this new job could bring me to simply trying to make it from one day to the next.
According to Director of Public Works Sandy Greco, who KWWL spoke with last week at the Central Garage, Ulrich had already attended training with the other city mechanics, moved his toolkit in, given notice at his last job, and had a start date of February 7th. All of which Councilman Morrissey says is standard procedure for city hires. Morrissey making 2 attempts to ask the prevailing side, Schmidt, Jacobs, Klein, or Schimpf, to move to bring the appointment of Ulrich back to City Council.
We've already approved the appointment. It's just us looking at this person, male or female, and saying to them, congratulations, welcome aboard. That's what it's always been for the 4 years I've been on council.
Despite the position already being budgeted for in 2018 and no outspoken objections to Ulrich's qualifications, the 4 council members stayed silent through the hour of public comment, hardly even making eye contact with Ulrich or others who spoke.
2 days later, walking into workforce development and applying for unemployment. And it'd be nice if he could pay attention to me while I'm speaking, please.
Without you guys looking at your computers, writing on your tablets, whatever you're doing, can you guys seriously reconsider this vote? Do you feel great about yourselves for putting this guy out on the street?
When Ulrich asked those who supported him to stand, more than half the room, including public work employees, firefighters, and others who didn't even know him, stood. And despite being given several opportunities, Klein, Schmidt, Jacobs, and Schimpf never addressed the issue during tonight's meeting. Now, last week I did speak with Klein. She said she was concerned about the 2019 budget and wanted to find other cost-saving routes to deal with the overload of work the Central Garage is dealing with.
Jessica, thanks very much. So the mechanic caught in the middle of all of this. You know, the tensions continued into tonight's meeting when Councilman Schmidt questioned the vetting process of 5 people who were on tonight's agenda to be appointed to Waterloo City boards and commissions. Now, during the discussion, Councilman Morrissey confronted Schmidt for something which was apparently not caught on camera by the microphones, but that really set off Mayor Hart.
Let's just move ahead. Let's.
You told me what?
Wait.
I didn't tell you.
You just told me to be quiet.
Listen, as presider, let's stop this. This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. We're arguing over people that want to serve. People have gave their opinions. Council has given their opinions. But let's move on and respect Waterloo and respect these people and the citizens looking.
Now, the City Council tonight went on to vote on the appointment of 5 people to those city boards and commissions. Now, Schmidt voted for everyone except former Councilman Tom Powers. Klein also abstained from that vote involving Powers, but of course she beat out for the Ward 1 council seat. All 5 people, including Powers, though, were ultimately approved by the council by the remaining 5 council members.
Well, let's turn to our forecast now. A big difference in just 1 week after the onslaught of the snow that we saw this time last Monday. Last week's storm causing a handful of deaths on Iowa roads, including the one on Interstate 35 near Ames. Now, as you may remember, as many as 70 vehicles were involved. And tonight, here is a live look over that very same stretch of I-35 where the big pileup happened. A much calmer scene in Story County now, and it is similar out here in eastern Iowa. Let's send things over now to Chief Meteorologist Mark Schnackenberg.
Yeah, last week was pretty busy almost every other day or every day across eastern Iowa. This week is going to be much quieter and warmer as well. Temperatures tonight will not drop very much from where we are right now. Pretty much hold steady, single digits, maybe some teens at times. Otherwise, a fair amount of clouds pushing on into the region. You'll see that. Atmosphere is very dry. Radar's trying to pick up a little bit of snow out to our west, but none of that is reaching the ground, and it's not expected to reach the ground as it moves to the north and east either. So dry conditions across the area as we head through the overnight hours with a lot of clouds. Temperatures warm into the 20s tomorrow, 30s, maybe 40 on Wednesday. And then we'll cool off once again on Friday, but back into the 30s as we head towards the weekend. We'll see if there's any rain or snow in the Storm Track 7-day forecast in just a bit.
Continuing coverage now into a very severe flu season, both across the country and right here in eastern Iowa. And tonight, we are hearing a scary local story of how the sickness is striking fast. A Jessup woman says her 4-year-old daughter had to be airlifted to Iowa City after her daughter awoke from a nap last week and started having seizures. This picture was posted to Nicole LaMarche's Facebook page. She says that her daughter Kinsey showed no signs of being sick before taking that nap, but has now tested positive for the flu and did have to be sedated because of the severe sickness. We do, though, have some good news to finally report tonight. Nicole says that Kinsey is returning home after improving.
New details out of Washington tonight. The immigration deal crafted out by Republican lawmakers could soon be introduced in the United States Senate.
The topic of immigration has been perhaps the hottest in Congress this year. Tonight, a group of senators, including Chuck Grassley and Joni Ernst, said they believe President Trump would sign the bill if it can make it to his desk. It would give dreamers through DACA a 10-year path to citizenship while making sure that the border wall would also be built.
And this legislation puts us on the best path forward for a permanent solution for our DACA recipients. And it does this while strengthening our borders.
It kind of boils down to whether those that have been advocating for this for such a long period of time are willing to accept reasonable compromises and move ahead, or do they want a issue for the November 2018 election.
Now, Congress is facing a March deadline on the topic. This bill would cost about $25 billion if it is passed.
New for you tonight, right here at 10 o'clock on this Monday. A federal tax cut put in place by President Trump's tax plan could mean big savings for Iowans on their electric bills. Now, KWWL's Jalyn Souchek talking with folks at Alliant Energy today about what payback Iowans can expect to see.
Ron, thanks to that federal tax cut, utility companies like Mid-American and Alliant Energy stand to save millions. And it's savings they say Iowans should expect to see, too. As Iowa homes sit under a blanket of snow and cold, heating systems are having to work overtime to keep things warm, meaning a higher electric bill could be coming your way. But relief could also be in sight, not only in the forecast, but from a federal tax cut that lowers the corporate federal income tax rate from 35% to 21%. A savings utility companies say will put money back in the pockets of Iowans.
Our customers really stand to gain from this. Because we're going to be paying less in corporate taxes, we're going to be able to give more of that back to our customers.
When and how much will be dispensed back is still being figured out, according to Alliant.
Anytime you're able to get that money back to customers, it makes a difference for them. Just how big of a difference it'll be, we're still working through that right now.
Alliant says since 2011, it's been giving its customers tax benefits.
We've already given $500 million back to customers. For the average electric bill, that's been about a 3% savings that they've seen. So we're hoping that with the new lower corporate taxes, we'll be able to give that benefit back to customers as well. And that'll help both electric and gas customers here across the state.
And that tax reform law did go into effect on January 1st. Alliant says they hope to start giving those savings back to customers as soon as possible, but they said customers will for sure see a full year's worth of benefits. Live in Cedar Rapids, Jalyn, Souchek, News 7 KWWL.
Jalyn, thank you very much. Now, Alliant Energy currently has a proposal with the Iowa Utilities Board on how they want to move forward in this move.
And they're waiting on a response from that and also to finish last year's taxes.
Well, coming up here tonight on News 7 KWWL News, we will be diving into Iowa's oldest city, the sea to its key to prosperity.
And also more Olympics coverage from the games where, yes, it's already almost 2 in the afternoon tomorrow in PyeongChang. This is a live look right now at the Olympic cauldron. Storm Track 7 Chief Meteorologist will have your full forecast coming up as well. You're watching News 7 KWWL, and we've got you covered in Solon, Hazelton, Burr Oak, and yes, of course, your hometown.
And welcome back here tonight at 10 o'clock. You know, it has really been fun, really a privilege to see this happen over the last 4 decades as Dubuque has gone through quite a transformation. So many changes, some just simply call it a Dubuque Renaissance. The city now has such a thriving downtown. It has the 2 casinos, multiple tourist attractions. Tourism is so big in Dubuque, and just an amazing riverfront. But you remember, it wasn't always like that. In the early 1980s, the city of Dubuque went through quite an economic downturn.
We were kind of at the bottom. There was no place to go but up. And fortunately, you know, members of our business community and city and some partners decided, you know, they were going to start to do things to create a different, a better environment where there was more opportunity.
And the opportunities are abounding. In a relatively short period of time, the city changed for the better. Even more change is in store and on the way. And tomorrow night, right here, a special report. What's next for the key city? That's right here on the KWWL News.
Well, now to a KWWL follow-up. A city in eastern Iowa makes additions to its public safety ranks after discussing some potential budget cuts over the weekend. 3 new firefighters were sworn in at the Waterloo City Council meeting tonight. Of course, we've been talking a lot about that meeting tonight. Now, budget discussions happening among the council could leave 4 remaining positions in the public safety department, though, unfilled. You can read about the council's budget work session, which did last for most of the day on Saturday. You can read that online on our website, KWWL.com. Well, we are continuing our coverage of the Winter Olympics in South Korea, where it has already been a very big night for the Americans.
That's right, Abby. In fact, Chloe Kim captured gold, the gold medal in the halfpipe snowboarding, and while fellow American Ariel Gold won the bronze. Now, you can catch more coverage of the games right here after our news, coming up here in just a few minutes. Also, an amazing conclusion, Shaun White hitting the halfpipe tonight. Exclusive live coverage coming up right here on KWWL in just a few minutes. And the first American to win gold at the games better be coming home with an appetite. 17-year-old Red Gerard is a snowboarder from Colorado. He won the men's slopestyle event with his gold medal yesterday. He is also now the youngest American snowboarder to ever win a medal. That is really quite a story with that young 17. And he has a feast waiting for him when he returns stateside. The burrito chain Chipotle, based in Colorado, by the way, that's Gerard's near hometown. He tweeted out a message today to the snowboarder, and it says, in part, we want to hook you up with free Chipotle, so come score 87 burritos for you and your friends when you get back. And, of course, 87 was the number of points that Red got during his amazing gold medal run. I hope you had a chance to see that. It was spectacular.
Very impressive. Now, it is not just human athletes taking on the elements in South Korea. Robots are also hitting the slopes. Check this out. The robots taking their turn skiing and tumbling down a course about an hour away from PyeongChang. 8 teams from area universities and private companies were competing for a $10,000 prize during that competition.
Right now, let's go back to the forecast center and check in with Storm Track 7 Chief Meteorologist Mark Schnackenberg.
It was a cold start early this morning. If you're up as the sun came out, temperatures got down into the double digits below zero. Waterloo down to 10 below this morning. Monticello hit a rock bottom 13 below. It was cold. Then things warmed up. And that's it. Just high temperatures in the teens to about 20 degrees. That's still colder than normal. Normal high this time of year about 30 degrees. We'll start to see temperatures warm, a little bit warmer as we get through the next couple of days. A lot of clouds out there right now. Temperatures aren't going to drop off a whole lot as the clouds will act as a blanket over us tonight. We'll see a little bit of sunshine. Also have a little bit of a breeze here during the day tomorrow, a little breezy, and then a partly cloudy sky as we head into the day on Wednesday. Now, as we look outside, here's a look at our Storm Track 7 live weather network camera in Decorah. We've had a lot of clouds pushing on into the region. Atmosphere is very dry across the area. There are some flurries off to our west, but these will continue to move to the north and east, and a lot of this is not even reaching the ground. I haven't seen any reports of any flurries, but maybe in those darker shaded areas that are in northwest Iowa, a snowflake or two a possibility as this moves to the north and east. Otherwise, a lot of clouds are expected as we head through the overnight. We've got 5 right now in Elkader, 11 in Dubuque, same thing in Cedar Rapids, 3 in Waterloo, and we're up or down to 9 in Tama. And again, these temperatures aren't going to change a whole lot as we head through the overnight. There's the cloud cover all night long. By 6 o'clock in the morning, it's mostly cloudy sky. Mix of sun and clouds, but more clouds than sunshine as we head through the rest of the morning. As we head through the afternoon, a little more sunshine on the way. Also a little bit warmer as we get into the afternoon as temperatures top out in the 20s. As we head through the overnight, a mostly clear sky, and first thing come Wednesday morning, there may be some areas of fog to contend with. Then that thins out. We've got sunshine expected for the first half of the day. Now, here we are at lunchtime on Wednesday. Watch the cloud cover spread across the region. We've got a lot of cloud cover as we get towards the later part of the afternoon and into the evening hours, and that sets the stage for more cloudy day as we head towards Thursday, and that also brings us a chance for a light rain or snow shower. Temperatures tonight will drop down into the single digits. Again, these will be above the 0 mark, so not as cold as it was here this morning. Daytime highs will be in the 20s to about 30 degrees, but again, a bit breezy. South wind around 10 to 20 miles per hour. That'll be late morning into the early afternoon. Your city-by-city forecast showing temperatures warming into the upper 30s, maybe near 40 on Wednesday. And we've got more clouds in the picture here Wednesday night into Thursday. Slight chance for a rain or snow shower, maybe some areas of fog here on Thursday. Thursday night's going to be a windy night, and then the wind subsides during the day on Friday. It'll be a colder day on Friday with highs in the teens, but only for a short time because we're back into the 30s Saturday and into the beginning part of next week, but also a chance for a little bit of a wintry mix, maybe slight rain or snow shower. No big storms at all Thursday, Sunday, or Monday, just slight chances of a little bit of rain.
All right, Mark, thank you. Well, coming up next, we will turn to sports here in eastern Iowa, and it's tournament time in Class 2A as Union takes on New Hampton.
And the Denver Cyclones certainly have the home court advantage tonight in their beautiful new gymnasium against visiting Waterloo Columbus. The Sailors coming to town. Highlights coming up next.
Now, KWWL Sports.
And the road to March Madness is underway in boys Class 2A District 6 tonight. A big doubleheader in that beautiful new gymnasium up at Denver High School. Union up against New Hampton. Chickasaws burst to a 7-0 lead before Union's Troy Hannes gets loose on the inbounds pass for this easy layup, and Troy would have 11 tonight to lead the Knights. At the other end, watch Tyler Renchlaw's pass to a cutting Jacob Swansinger. Boy, that is textbook, isn't it? Big thank you to the New Hampton students for letting me hang out with their posse for a sec tonight in the gym. Chickasaws playing some D tonight. Watch Swansinger's block on Carter Asmussen. That's defense. Kobe Alpers, though, for Union gets loose on this breakaway for the Union Knights. And Kobe's going to do it again just a little bit later right there. Watch the nice move to finish the drive. And one. Dawson Edwards says, hey, I can score from out here. and he certainly does. But this game belonged to the Chickasaws. Watch the great ball movement here. Finally to Jacob Zwanziger for the left side. Kaboom, as our friend Gary Ryma might say. Zwanziger had 13. John Keegan led all scorers with 15. New Hampton beats Union tonight 60-37 to advance to the semifinals, where the Chickasaws will face Applington Parkersburg. Thursday night, 8 o'clock game over at AP. Second game tonight, Denver and Waterloo Columbus meeting in a first-round game. First quarter, Denver's Bryce Phelps. By the way, he scored the first 10 points for the Cyclones, knocking down the three before getting some offensive rebound and the putback right there. Columbus would respond on the other end. This is going to be Ben Libo left alone. Laces home the three. Denver, though, led 29-13 early second. And then it's Sam Jorger jumping the pass, rising for the dunk. Let's take one more look at it right there. Great highlights there from Tyler Metcalf, by the way. The Cyclones would beat the Sailors 64-42. Denver moves on to face Dyke New Hartford in the first game Thursday night, 6:30 over at AP in the semifinals. And, of course, speaking of Gary Ryma and the UNI Panthers, the Panther men tomorrow night will try to avenge that 57-49 loss at Evansville. The Panthers host the Aces tomorrow night in the McLeod Center. Tip-off at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Be there. And the Register's Super 10 all-class rankings remain just about the same. Des Moines North has not lost in 4 weeks, still ranked number 1 in Iowa, 18-2 this year. Des Moines Hoover only with 1 loss, 17-1. They're second. And former number 1, Iowa City West. Watch out for them later. They've lost 2 recently. They've dropped to number 3, but they're 15-3. Dubuque Seniors number 4. Cedar Falls is ranked 5th. Both the Tigers and Senior have 15-4 records and the potential to really make some noise upcoming at state. We'll be right back.
All right, well, it's been a very exciting night with the Olympics, as we were talking earlier. And, of course, Shaun White is going to have his second go at the halfpipe coming up live right after this broadcast. So keep it right here on KWWL.
So exciting. These guys are so fearless.
It's
amazing.
amazing.
They just have no fear, like that 17-year-old.
They make it look so easy. You know,
they make it look easy, yeah.
And it's not.
No, it's not.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about the forecast. A much different story this Monday compared to last Monday.
Yeah, and really the next several days are going to be much different because temperatures are going to be above normal compared to the cold weather and snow that we had just about every day last week. Slight chance for a little bit of moisture, rain or snow here on Thursday. Again, Sunday and Monday, no big storms to be concerned about. 30s for highs. The one cold day will be here on Friday. It'll be a windy Thursday night. That will bring that colder air into the picture here on Friday, but then we're back into the 30s for the weekend.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining us.
All right, be careful out there.